Shalom and welcome back. This is part 2 of the Zadok Priestly Calendar. I pray that part 1 was a blessing, and I pray that this second edition is an even bigger blessing to you. So without further ado, let's get into it. The Zadok Priestly Calendar is a fascinating and ancient system, deeply rooted in the traditions of the Hebrew people. As we embark upon this journey into the calendar's intricacies, we begin with the foundation that has been laid in part 1. With the year 1 counted, we have observed the celestial witnesses, the moon and the sun. Drawing from the Dead Sea Scrolls, we've matched these observations perfectly, establishing the starting point of the 294-year cycle in 2019. As we continue the research into the year 2020, it is time to delve deeper into the Zadok Priestly Calendar. I will figuratively turn off the lights and focus solely on the priestly family order. With great care, I will document the calendar's order month by month and day by day for a complete year, devoid of the luminaries at first. Then, by working backwards and plugging in the luminaries, we can uncover new insights and patterns will emerge. In the first video of this series, I overlaid the Zadok Priestly Calendar onto the Gregorian calendar. The process was for us to pinpoint where the calendar should begin based on the witness of the luminaries of our time. This overlaying process is crucial as it allows us to juxtapose the ancient system with our contemporary one and bridge the gap between past and present. But now, with the foundation laid, I will give the priestly calendar the preeminence and allow it to be the more dominant aspect of the upcoming presentation. The Zadok Priestly Calendar is structured around a 294-year cycle, meticulously divided into weeks, months, and years. The ancient system places significant emphasis on the order of the priestly families, ensuring that each family serves in their designated time. In this calendar, priestly families take on roles of great importance. Each family is designated a specific order and time to serve, creating a seamless rotation that maintains the sanctity of the calendar year. By documenting these families' roles and eliminating the influence of lunar phases and solar events, we can gain a clearer understanding of their service and the calendar's structure. Before starting this presentation, we'll have to take a look back at where we left off in the first presentation. The first presentation was year 1 of the priestly courses as found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. This presentation will be all about year 2 of the priestly courses. And there are some key things we need to note. Yediah was the priest who ended year 1 of the priestly courses. It ended on day 3, and which leaves us a prime opportunity to begin the next year on a day 4. So we'll go ahead and we'll turn off the lights and we'll wipe the slate clean here. Now that we have our blank canvas, we can go ahead and begin building year 2 of the priestly courses. And like I stated before, we're going to allow the Zadok calendar to have the preeminence. So we're not going to be blending in the Gregorian dates. I'll keep the month here in the corner just as a reference point, but we're going to allow Zadok to have the front and center stage in this presentation. I'm going to go ahead and put Zadok Priestly Calendar, year 2 of the 6-year rotation, up here in the top left, and also make sure that we remember where we left off. So our last day of the year 1 in the priestly courses will be here, and we'll go ahead and put the head of the year right over here where it belongs. I'll keep a list handy of the priestly order from 1 Chronicles 24 right here to the left. It's going to help with ordering, and it'll also serve as a witness and prove that the priestly order remains unbroken as we rebuild this calendar. Also, if you remember, Yediah was the priest in service as the year ended and began, so we'll go ahead and put him first in line. With Yediah now put in place, next up on the list is going to be the priestly family of Harim. Next up after Harim comes Seorim. After Seorim comes Malkiyah. And last but not least, we have Miyamin to close out month one. Here we have month one completely filled out, and I have highlighted all of the priestly families here on the left for you to see and just serve as a good visual. Here is month two in completion. I've gone ahead and installed the priestly families row by row, week by week, as they are in order. Here on the left, I've highlighted them all for you to see, and this is how I'm going to be doing the rest of the months through this year to keep orderly and timely. Here we have month three completely filled out. Month four. Month five. Month six. My personal favorite, month seven. Month eight. Month nine. Month 10. Month 11. And month 12. Now let's step back and take a look at what the entire year looks like spread out before us. This is the 364-day perfect calendar of Yah. With year two of the priestly courses completely filled out, now we can really lean in and dig deep into this study. I'm going to open up the Dead Sea Scrolls and see what they have to say about year two of the priestly courses. After all, that's why we're here in the first place. Calendar Scroll Fragment 4Q328, also known as Mishmarot F, reads, in the second, Yediah, Bilgah, Seorim, and Hazir. So where it says in the second is referring to the second year. And we can see here, we have Yediah leading up the second year. And what we're going to find out is what they're telling us here is that Yediah is going to head up the first season, Bilgah the second, Seorim the third, and Hazir the fourth. The Zadok Priestly Calendar has 4 seasons of 13 weeks each, or 91 days. Scroll fragment 4Q321, also known as Mishmarot B, gives a second witness to what we just saw for Mishmarot F. Fragment 5 of Mishmarot B is a third witness to Yediah leading up the first month. We also see that it says, in the week of Seorim is the Passover. And we have Seorim right here sitting on the Passover. Let's go ahead and highlight this important feast day. And I'll highlight unleavened bread and the waving of the sheaf. We see that fragment 5 continues to read on with another witness. It says, in the week of Miyamin is the waving of the sheaf, which we have right here. Miyamin is on that correct day. And if you thought month 1 already had enough data, well, just wait, I have more. Scroll fragment 4Q320, Mishmarot A, reads that the second year, on the second day in the week of Malkiah, corresponding to the 29th day of the lunar month, which falls on the 20th day of the first solar month. So we have day 2, Malkiah, and he is on the 20th day of that first month. All of these witnesses prove to us right now that we have started the year correctly as per these scrolls. They have told us that Yediah will begin the year in year 2. They have also told us that Seorim is going to be on the Passover, Miyamim is going to be on the waving of the sheaf, and Malkiah will be on the 20th day. All of these lining up this tight and this close is no chance, it's no coincidence. We have definitely proven that this month of this year starts in this manner. Let's move on to month 2. Mishmarot B, scroll 4Q321, reads, the second month begins in the week of Miyamin. As you can see, we have this second month beginning with Miyamin. And continuing to read down that same fragment says, in the week of Abiyah is the second Passover. Right here we have Abiyah on the 14th day of the second month. Mishmarot A, 4Q320, we also have some more witnesses here. We have the second year on the 5th day in the week of Abiyah, the second Passover. And we also have a fragment that reads on the 4th day in the week of Yeshua, corresponding to the 30th day in the lunar month, which falls in the 20th day in the second solar month. So we have Yeshua here on the 20th day. And now month number 2, we have 3 witnesses. We have 3 scroll fragments that line up with this calendar. And we can move on to month 3. Mishmarot B, 4Q321, reads, the third month begins in the week of Eliashib. As you can see, Eliashib is heading up this third month. And continuing to read this same scroll fragment, it says, and in the week of Huppah is the Feast of Weeks. Here we have Huppah serving on the Feast of Weeks. So we have another correct statement. And in that same scroll fragment, we read on the 5th day in the week of Huppah, which is on the 19th day in the third month. Following over here, here is Huppah, 19th day of the third month, day 5. Now we can move to month 4. Mishmarot B 4Q321 reads, the 4th month begins in the week of Bilgah. As you can see, I have Bilgah here on the top highlighted for you. Fragment 2 reads, the 2nd year, and the new moon is on the 1st day in the week of Immer, which is on the 5th day in the 4th month. We have Immer right here on the 5th day of this 4th month. The same fragment continues to read, on the Sabbath in the week of Pitsates, which is on the 18th day in the 4th month. We have the Sabbath day here, the week of Pitsates on the 18th. And with that, month 4 is complete. Let's head on over to month 5. Mishmarot B 4Q321. The 5th month begins in the week of Pethahiah. Fragment 2. On the 1st day in the week of Gamul, which is on the 17th day in the 5th month. 1st day, week of Gamul, 17th day of the 5th month. Continuing to read fragment 2, and the new moon is on the 2nd day in the week of Yehezekiel, which is on the 4th day in the 5th month. 2nd day, Yehezekiel, 4th day of the 5th month. And that will complete month 5. Moving on to month 6, and we're halfway there. Mishmarot B 4Q321. The 6th month begins in the week of Maaziah. Continuing on to fragment 2, on the 3rd day in the week of Yediah, which is on the 17th day in the 6th month. And the new moon is on the 4th day in the week of Maaziah, which is on the 4th day in the 6th month. We'll start here with Yediah, day 3 of the week. Yediah in service on the 17th day of the 6th month. And Maaziah, day 4, on the 4th day of the 6th month. All of these match up, and month 6 is complete. Moving on to month 7. Mishmarot B 4Q321. The 7th month begins in the week of Seorim. In the week of Seorim is the day of memorial, and we can all recognize that the first day of the 7th month is the Feast of Trumpets. In the week of Malkiah is the Day of Atonement. We see here Malkiah is on the Day of Atonement. In the week of Miyamin is the Feast of Tabernacles. Fragment 2 says, on the 4th day in the week of Miyamin, which is on the 15th day in the 7th month. Here is our 4th day of the week, Miyamin, and the 15th day of the 7th month. And that will complete month 7. Let's go to month 8. Mishmarot B 4Q321, fragment 4. The 2nd year, the 8th month begins in the week of Abiyah. Fragment 2, and the new moon is on the Sabbath in Abiyah, which is on the 2nd day in the 8th month. Continuing fragment 2, on the 6th day in the week of Shechaniah, which is on the 15th day in the 8th month. Here we have this calendar matching up with the scroll fragments here. And that concludes month 8. Moving on to month 9. Mishmarot B 4Q321. The 9th month begins in the week of Huppah. Fragment 2. The 2nd year, on the Sabbath in the week of Bilgah, which is on the 14th day of the 9th month. And the 2nd new moon is on the 3rd day in the week of Hezir, which is on the 31st in the 9th month. With that, we can see that Huppah is beginning the 9th month. We have Bilgah on the 14th day on this Shabbat, and we have Hezir on the 31st day. Month 9 is complete. Moving on to month 10. Mishmarot B 4Q321. The 10th month begins in the week of Hezir. Fragment 2 on the 2nd day in the week of Pethahiah, which is on the 13th day in the 10th month. And the new moon is on the 4th day in the week of Yachin, which is on the 29th day in the 10th month. So starting from the top, Hezir began our month. Pethahiah was on day 2, 13th day of the 10th month, and Yachin was on the 4th day, 29th day of the 10th month. Month 10 is complete. Moving on to month 11. Mishmarot B 4Q321, fragment 4. The 11th month begins in the week of Yachin. Fragment 2. On the 3rd day in the week of Delayah, which is on the 12th day in the 11th month. Also, and the new moon is on the 6th day in the week of Yehorib, which is on the 29th day in the 11th month. Here are all of our witnesses here. We have Yachin beginning the month. We have Delayah on the 3rd day, 12th day of the month. And we have Yehorib on the 29th day, day 6 of the month. Month 11 complete. And let's move on to the final month, month 12. Mishmarot B 4Q321, fragment 4. The 12th month begins in the week of Yediah. Fragment 2. On the 5th day in the week of Harim, which is on the 12th day of the 12th month. And the new moon is on the Sabbath in the week of Miyamin, which is on the 28th day in the 12th month. Now let's check it out. We have Yediah leading up month 12. We have Harim on the 12th day of the 12th month. We have Miyamin on the Sabbath of the 28th of this 12th month. So by going through all of this, I think it's safe to say that the priestly courses are an important facet of this calendar. All the days of the week, dates in the month, and even the feast dates lined up perfectly when we simply maintain the priestly order to construct year 2 of the Zadok Priestly Calendar and started the year right up after the previous one ended. There were no non-days, divider days, or days out of time. There was also 0 days intercalated. The calendar simply kept counting right where it left off, 364 and no more. Let's take a closer look and examine the end/beginning of the Zadok Priestly Calendar here in the year 2020, because this scenario often happens with this calendar, where the calendar ends on the day 3, but the equinox doesn't happen until day 5. So the question is, what will we do? Now, I've heard it said that you can't start to the left of an equinox here because you're still in the winter season, and you cannot begin your year while it's still winter. They say you must begin the year here on this side of the equinox because this is spring. This is where the new year is supposed to occur. Now, I don't find that statement to be entirely accurate because, after all, if you're just 3 or 4 days ahead of the equinox, are you still truly in winter? I guess it would have to depend on your latitude, but let's go ahead and entertain the idea of pushing the year up. So our equinox was here, and the common practice is push your year up to the following day 4. Now, when we do that, the head of the year is here, and let's see if this still holds true to what the Dead Sea Scrolls tell us. In the second year, Yediah is to head the year. So here in fragment 5, the first month begins in the week of Yediah. Well, now, Harim is your head of the year. In the week of Seorim is the Passover. Well, the 14th day of the first month is the Passover, and now we have Malkiyah. Miyamin is the waving of the sheaf. So that's now down here lower in Hakoz. His week will have the waving of the sheaf. And also, Malkiyah, corresponding to the 29th of the lunar month, which falls on the 20th of the solar. Now the 20th of the solar is Miyamin. So we have just caused chaos and disorder to what the Dead Sea Scrolls have told us that this calendar is supposed to look like, how it is supposed to operate. Now we're going to look at what happens to month 2 whenever you push the dates up. Here is the correct ordering, and we have all of our true statements here that we looked at earlier. And let's push up the date. And now we see Hakoz is heading up the second month. And that is not in line with what the Dead Sea Scrolls told us earlier. The second month begins in the week of Miyamin. In the week of Abiyah is the second Passover. Now Yeshua is in that place of the second Passover. Also, on the 4th day in the week of Yeshua, corresponding to the 30th day of the lunar month, which falls on the 20th day of the second solar month. This is no longer Yeshua, but now it's Shechaniah. Again, we have disrupted this calendar tremendously. And we can't forget about the moon phases. So if you thought that pushing the year up messed things up for the dates and the feasts, well, it also has bad implications on the moon phases, which we used for year 1. And if you remember, it was a full moon on a day 4 where Gamul is in service. So we'll start counting back to get the year 2, year 1 cohesive. And I will just go ahead and preface that counting the moon phases can be tricky at times. Enoch tells us that the moon is counted in parts of 7. He also tells us that some lunar months have 28 days, some 29, and some 30. And a quick web search will reveal to you that even some lunar months have up to 3 days worth of full moons. So the moon can be full for 3 days visibly. So Mishmarot A 4Q320 told us already that on the second day in the week of Malkiah, corresponding to the 29th day of the lunar month, which falls on the 20th day of the first solar month. We had our solar month match up. Now let's count back. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Let's move over here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is a perfect match. This point here was 11 days from the full moon on month 1. So we'll count 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Matches up with Mishmarot A 4Q320 on the 4th day in the week of Yeshua, corresponding to the 30th day of the lunar month, which falls on the 20th day in the second solar month. And this day was 11 days from the full moon of the second month. So continue the count: 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 on the 19th of Hupa. Mishmarot A 4Q320 on the 5th day in the week of Hupa, corresponding to the 29th day of the lunar month, which falls on the 19th in the 3rd month. That is on the 5th day, so this is correct. And right here we are 13 days from the last full moon. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 on the Shabbat of Pitzates, the 18th day of the 4th month. So Mishmarot A 4Q320 tells us that on the Shabbat in the week of Pitzates, corresponding to the 30th day in the lunar month, which falls on the 18th in the 4th month. That is also a match. So here is 13 days away from the last full moon. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. On day 1, the 17th of the 5th month of Gamol, Mishmarot A 4Q320 reads, on the first day in Gamul, corresponding to the 29th day of the lunar month, which falls on the 17th day in the 5th solar month. And right here, we are 14 days away from the last full moon. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. On day 3, 17th day of the 6th month, with Yediah in office, Mishmarot A 4Q320 says, on the 3rd day in the week of Yediah, corresponding to the 30th day of the lunar month, which falls on the 17th day in the 6th solar month. So we have another good match. And here we're 15 days away from the last full moon. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. On day 4, 15th day of the 7th month, Miyamin. So Mishmarot A 4Q320 tells us that on the 4th day in the week of Miyamin, corresponding to the 29th day of the lunar month, which falls on the 15th day in the 7th solar month. We have another good match. From this point, we were 16 days away from the last full moon. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Day 6, day 15 of month 8 in Shekinah. Mishmarot A 4Q320 reads, on the 6th day in Shekinah, corresponding to the 30th day of the lunar month, which falls on the 15th day in the 8th solar month. And from here was 16 days from the last full moon. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. On the Shabbat, 14th day of the 9th month, and Bilgah. So Mishmarot A 4Q320 reads on the Shabbat in the week of Bilgah, corresponding to the 29th day of the lunar month, which falls on the 14th day in the 9th solar month. Here we do have the 29th day, but we also have a full moon, and this is going to be one of those strange anomalies in the moon phase patterns that we don't quite understand yet, but we're not going to throw out the baby with the bathwater here. To me, this just gives us something to research. Here in month 10, this is 18 days from the last full moon. So that's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Day 2, 13th day of the 10th month with Pethahiah. So Mishmarot A 4Q320. On the second day in the week of Pethahiah, corresponding to the 30th day of the lunar month, which falls on the 13th day of the 10th solar month. So that is a good match. Now, for month 11, we don't have any scroll fragments that give us a witness for the full moon, but we can lean over here on the new moon, which says it's fragment 2, and the new moon is on the 6th day in the week of Yehorim, which is on the 29th day in the 11th month. So we have day 6, we have a new moon in Yehorim on the 29th day. So that actually works out fine. And the same is going to go for month 12. We'll be leaning on the new moon sign. So fragment 2 reads, and the new moon is on the Sabbath in the week of Miyamin, which is on the 28th day in the 12th month. And here we have the Sabbath, 28th day of the 12th, Miyamin, and the sign of a new moon. To close the study out, I'm going to end with this final recap. By holding true to the order of the priestly courses in year number 2 of 2020, we observe the following true statements. Number 1, every day in the week matched to what the Dead Sea Scrolls said it should. Number 2, every date in the month matched to what the Dead Sea Scrolls said it should. Number 3, every feast day in the year matched to what the Dead Sea Scrolls said it should. Number 4, every moon phase in the year matched to what the Dead Sea Scrolls said it should. Some additional true statements that are insightful observations. Number 1, the sons of Zadok did not wait until the next week after the equinox to start the year, even though the equinox was on day 5. Number 2. The year was 364 and no more, with 52 weeks. Number 3. The sons of Zadok did not intercalate between year 1 and year 2 of the priestly cycles. Number 4. There were no non-days, divider days, or days out of time. And number 5, one of the most important, the Sabbath did not float throughout the week. We give all the thanks to the Father, the Creator, and Most High Elohim, and to our High Priest, King, Messiah, and Brother, and the research efforts of Gina Sparks and Sarah Davis. I pray this presentation has been a blessing to you. Shalom.